Does it help or no?
I'm not sure.
Hmm.
I haven't really used this enough to say if it'll, because I don't really look at it.
Because I think this book map, the
Because
Nathan
like
app.
if I'm looking at this one here, the way it's configured, it's only looking at the imbalance of basically 10 price levels in either direction.
Right.
So you would need to kind of goof around with that and see. But it might be better just to do a percentage actually, because that would be, or just all available price levels, just the
Oh,
total imbalance. Let's try that. That'd probably be a lot less sensitive.
right.
If we did a percentage, I don't even know what that means.
Because last night I was watching Nathan's BBT webinars and he was talking about it. So he was saying something that he used that imbalance indicators.
Yeah, I'll start keeping more of an eye on it, so I
Thank you.
can advise a little bit better. I'll start
Thank
keeping more of an eye on it. Right now, you know me, I hate to speak with authority on something I'm not an authority on, which
Yes.
is it is very, it is a what do you call it? It is something we gurus or furus, whatever you call us, like to do. You know what I mean? It's like we always want to have the answer, and
Right.
sometimes we'll even kind of try and BS one a little bit. This is one of those moments where like give me a little bit, let me look at it and kind of get to understand the indicator a little bit better, and then I'll let you know
Yeah.
because
Okay.
although I think I'm getting it overall, I haven't used it very much. So, but I will, and I'll let you keep on me about it, and I'll keep looking at it, and
I mean, you
we
already
can
so good,
learn.
so you might not need it.
Well, it's one of those things. So one of the things that's interesting that I have found in the you'll hit this area soon enough, right? Which
Right.
is you kind of get to this point to where you kind of start getting more consistent, and then you start finding certain indicators, even though they work like perfectly well. It's kind of like MACD, right? MACD works. Why don't I ever use MACD? Well, I don't need it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's like if I didn't, for some people they might need it, but I don't, even though it works, so I don't add it. So it's like this imbalance indicator might be fantastic, but because when I'm looking at the order book, to me, the order book imbalance looks heavier to the downside, right? So for me, done. You know what I mean? I don't. So that's But let's see if this. I mean, so this is going to be the number of displays the ratio between the average bid order book size and the average ask order book size. Oh. Okay, so and this is book and this is volume.
Yes, sir.
Got it. All right, that makes sense then. So in theory, the book. So all right, so now this is where things would be confusing if you learned this backwards. All right. So if you would look at this right now, you would see that the book has significantly more bid on it, right?
Yes.
Because I did the whole book, right? So right now, if you're looking at the whole book, we have more bid than we have ask,
Okay.
right? But right now we have slightly more buying volume than selling volume. So right now our CVD should be green, which it is,
Right.
but our book is technically going to be bearish, right?
Oh,
So because this is the part that people would mess up. You would
yes, that's
see
what I do. Yes.
you would see that there's a lot of bid here,
Yes,
and
and
you
I
would
see.
naturally assume that means that we're going to buy, which we will buy actually, but you buy low, right?
Yes.
So with there being more bid here, I would actually expect Tesla to sell because there's more bid. But there's a lot of buying volume, as you can see, which is why we're not selling. right? So ironically, the best book is probably when the volume and the book are in opposition, right? So like if you were looking to sell down right now, you would want the red on this one to be like this far, and then I can just draw it, I guess. Like you'd want the red, you'd want this line to be more like here with this line here, and that would mean we're moving in this direction.
So, like, if let's say on the book indicator, if it says more green, so it means book is bearish, and if it's
Yeah.
oh, yeah, it's very counterintuitive. Yes,
Right. This is what I'm saying. This is because remember, over time with volume, price moves to size.
exactly.
Right. So wherever the size is where the price will move to with volume. Right. So now this indicates the volume indicates what we're doing. Right.
Exactly.
If our volume is green more so than red, then we are technically buying. Right. We're accumulating. And at least within this time frame, right? We're accumulating. But just because we're buying doesn't mean we're not going to sell later, right? Market makers accumulate before they distribute. They do not accumulate. This is one. Sometimes if you read Anna Cooling, this is one of those ones she doesn't quite explain correctly, and I think that's because she doesn't quite live in our time frame sometimes. She assumes that a market maker accumulates only before an upward movement, and that is absolutely not true. Market makers buy before they sell. It has nothing to do about where they intend to go afterwards, right? If a market maker knows they're going to have lots of requests to fill, and those are going to be buying requests, right? Then the market maker will start buying. Right now, if that means that there's a whole lot of really large limit orders to the downside, in order to distribute into those orders, the market maker still has to accumulate shares. So this is why sometimes before the market sells off, the market maker will buy like crazy, even though there's a lot of selling volume, because the market maker knows they're about to sell off for hours, right? So they're grabbing all of the shares that are coming off of retail right now, loading up the warehouse, and then they start running the discount pull to the downside, and they start distributing. The market maker has probably been building this position already or accumulating shares for days. You know what I mean? So they've just been waiting for the market to throw selling volume so that they can distribute lower. You know what I mean? They're already averaged and ready. They're just waiting for this moment, right? So generically, this is why you can always kind of bet that over time, the price is going to move to size, no matter what the market maker's doing, whether they're accumulating or distributing here. Over time, their intention is going to be to move to size. But with our ATR get creeping in so closely, like our 410 right here. So what I could definitely see the market maker at the open running hard, distributing down right through this heavy bid, and then bouncing from here, bringing in sellers, which they're already doing, and then running the top side. Right. So, but right now, because our book is heavy to the downside, right, it actually gives it a bearish look at the open. But the market maker right now is buying a little bit more than they're selling. This doesn't mean this doesn't mean anything other than that, right? So if the market structure, and this is really the important thing to pay attention to, the market maker. Hold on. We assume that the small orders are us and the big orders are them. That is not true. They're all them. Right, our orders are just sprinkled in. We've got orders here, we've got orders here, we've got orders here, we got orders everywhere. So do they. Right, whenever the market maker is preparing to move downward through the book, they will tier short-term orders or shorter time frame orders into the book so that they can move between large orders. Notice right here, as they're starting to buy, notice how they're actually taking orders off the downside of the book. You can actually see all of these orders come off right here. That's actually the market maker leaning out. Look at how the balance on the book has actually come a little bit back.
Yes.
Right? Because the market maker just leaned the book to the downside a bit. Right? So ideally, when you're trading, you do not want a book that's dead middle. Right? Because that means your book is in balance. Right? Ideally, you're going to want a book that is weighted in one direction or the other fairly significantly. Ideally, as much as, if there's 4 blocks, I'd like to see the, at least 3 of the blocks filled in one direction to really let you know. But this one, even here, you can tell that there's more bid than ask.
Right.
So right now, it looks like the market is or Tesla is gonna, not the market. It looks like Tesla is gonna drive down here into these orders. At least that's the way the book looks, right? The volume itself right now says we're buying, but notice we're not really lifting. We're just kind of moving sideways. I think we're just accumulating here, and then at the open, it's gonna go down into those orders. And then hopefully S4 is going to come in right around 412, right? Which is right here, right in this dead area, right? So with any luck, or not luck, but with any, good measure, we can come down here and we'll find that bid here. And then what you got to wait for is for them to bring in the sellers and then tier the shorter time frame orders. And that's when you're going to know it's go time. Buy. So see if we can run this ATR exchange. It'd be interesting to see what happens.
So if the market maker wanna go down, the book on the indicator gonna be green and the volume gonna be red, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Ideally.
Yes.
That's the ideal scenario.
Okay.
At least as I understand it right now,
Yeah.
I furrowed my way through that ever so slightly, so keep that in mind. But as we were talking about it, I just kind of started working through, the subject matter a little bit, and that's that. As I understand it, that's what would make sense to me, which is counterintuitive, per usual. Gonna open up here in a few minutes.
Tesla, yeah, big is going to cost Tesla to get TR in.
So look at this. All right, hold on. Oh, it changes as I zoom out. Maybe?
I think Tony, you need to check your setting, maybe
Yes.
because
I'm gonna have to
changes setting a
change
lot.
this on everyone. Oh, I hate
Yeah.
my life. Yes.
Uh,
Look at the difference that makes. So this book looks pretty balanced, right? Like really balanced right now. So this will be helpful. I'm gonna keep a look at this more. Hopefully this will.
Yes.
It's plus 3%. I wonder what that means. I wonder if plus 3% is.
I think it's a really a good indicator for me as a noob.
This is nice. All right, hopefully this works out nicely. I'll keep an eye on this. I'm going to have to do this on every setting now. Oh, this one inherited. Look at this big order down here. So the question is can we dial this in now? Like, do we really want the whole order book, or do we just want the order book within a certain distance? And how would we know what that distance? Because it's a percentage, but a percentage of what? I need to look into that.
Maybe we can set the up till upper ATRs. Like
I don't like the idea of using the number of price levels, because depending on the ticker, that could be a wildly different need. But percentage would be possible, but price percentage from the bidder ask, like, what would ATR? What do you think the average
ATR for that Tesla is 23. So
So what is that as a percentage based on its total price then?
that can be. We can check. Hold on.
Because
Hold on.
Tesla's
Calculator. Not good at math.
me either. Can we get a mather?
23 divided by 4. Just roughly, I'm gonna divide by 400. So it's gonna be a 0.057, 0.06%. And
ATR would be how much?
6%.
6%?
Right.
6%. That sounds nice. Maybe we'll just do 7% because I like odd numbers. Let's try it. Let me go back to Tesla real quick. Lot of bid. Tesla's order book looks very heavy if you're looking at. I wonder if I can. I bet in regular bookmap I can invert those colors. Price percentage. Do like 7%, 7.0.
That's gonna be a nightmare for every ticker.
That makes the book look very heavy. They're starting to tier in shorter term orders to the top side on Tesla.
Yes.
Ding a ling lang. Here it goes. Here it goes. So our book has way more bid on it right now. They tiered in more orders too. They're trying to find a buy. They're trying to hold right here, and they are bringing some more orders in. But it looks too bearish. Tesla looks like it's going to buy now, of course. But I couldn't hit it there. If it had driven all the way down to S4, I was willing to give it a shot. But for now, I'm going to let it relief and still just wait and hope it drives down in a minute. Because it's still, look at the order book, still really heavy. But there's definitely a buyer here. Look at Google.
For sellers and buyers.
Yeah.
Google, even when it bounces, the price goes down. Or even when it buys, the price is going down. They've got some good orders to the downside. Book looks much more bearish than bullish. I like 5.
Your book looks so balanced. It's not even. It's like mirrored.
The issue is we're just so far down on our ATR lows for so many of these tickers. I just don't know. Tesla's trying to hold S3 right now, but it's in the wrong range for a buy here. I still want to let Tesla drive down into S4. So I'm just hanging. I'm being patient, trying my best to be patient right now. Tesla looks so weak. You know, when I pull Tesla up in DOS, we're rejecting R4 in Tesla on DOS. That's really different. But we're buying here, so this is going to be really interesting how it makes me not. Wonder why the calculation's so different today between the two.
Is it because it's Monday?
Maybe. Probably.
Because I'm using instrument and NQ just below S4. Or if I use the WIS settings, we're past the floor pivots.
We're right at ATR low on NQ right now.
Okay.
NQ's monthly open was 21,300. If they push that, I guess you got something to talk about. Monthly open 21,295. Yeah.
The daily 50 MA is at 322. So maybe it wants to go there.
You'll see if it holds. Bitcoin's in a pretty interesting spot, 92 too. That's got to hold too. that flushes, I got Bitcoin's got problems.
What's that, Al?
Bitcoin's got a whole
Bitcoin?
92 too. If that flushes, I don't think there's much underneath that. That's going to go. That's been holding that level for. Pull it up.
QQQ is getting into a pretty interesting spot here.
Let me see.
We're coming right off of that ATR low I was talking about. And then why do I have 514 marked? What is 514? Must have been an important price level at one point, but I didn't define it very well. Oh, 514 ask. It was a big seller.
Yeah, November 26th was 92. I mean, look at Bitcoin. If it breaks 92, that's a lot of free fall.
Your mic is super quiet, Al.
Let me turn.
Yeah, it really is. I can't even hear you.
That's a little bit better, right?
It's still quiet.
How about that? Not much better.
He's so quiet.
Marginally.
Let me see if I get a hit.
Let me double check and make sure his. Nope, I ain't got nothing muted on my side. So I feel like Hughes is trying to set a low here. So the question is, are they had the big absorption right at the, so I was looking at the open. So a lot of volume came in at the open, but on a very narrow candle. Watching. So we're right at our ATR low off of a level that was relatively significant. Into a really big engulfing. It absorbed right off the bat. So that kind of says something there. But we'll see what happens. I mean, but now when we tried to push down into ATR low, we really didn't bring a lot of volume in for that push. So here comes some volume now. So they're driving into this. It's S6 without is right here. Which I guess I don't know. I guess they're going to deviate ATR. Sketchy.
It's deviated its ATR a couple times, like last week and past couple.
Well, yeah. I think it's moving a little bit further, don't you? Like recently, it seems like it started moving further.
I agree.
So our ATR probably needs to catch up a little bit to what we're working with.
Yeah, once it gets like a full 14 days of these big candles, it should change a bit higher.
I like him.
400 maybe. 400 ATR.
I hit MSTR short.
Nice.
I just hit it.
Mister. Listen, mister.
Listen, mister. We'll see what happens on it. It didn't open
Mr.
perfectly,
Thor's in the trade. You gotta go down.
but the ATR to the downside has us all the way to maybe floor 4, and the order book has a lot more bid on it.
Sure. If Bitcoin breaks, which I hope it does for you, that Mister is gonna fall through 300 like a collapsed roof.
All right.
True. It's so
I think it's
dependent on it. So
Yeah.
I'm short S4, a little under. When did I get in? We got in
Nice.
right at 9:30. Targets. I'm on instrument setting, so my targets. It's literally 21204. It's like one tick or two ticks below S6. Maybe I'll just move it up to S6. Yeah, I will.
Yeah,
So
I like that.
20205. Where's it?
So one thing
You
I'm
know
messing
what?
around with, Lauren, here on the toss, we're
Okay.
messing around with this book and volume settings here today, or at least I'm messing around with, because you can
Okay.
see here, like on MSTR, see it's a little counterintuitive, but see how there's a lot of green, like almost
Yeah.
3/4 are green.
Yeah.
So I'm running 7% out of the price from wherever I'm at. So I don't really. So it probably goes up to about here, and then
Okay.
about down here. So it's
Right.
so what it's doing is the counterintuitive is you'd see all the green, so you would think that's a buying idea, but if that's green, that means there's a lot of bid, right? So if there's a lot of bid, we're more likely to go down. So this is
Right.
actually kind of a bearish indicator. And then look, this is what I was
Oh,
talking
really?
about before. The perfect blend on your book is going to be when your volume is more to the sell side and your book is more to the buy side. So I've got more selling here
Mm-hmm.
and with
Well,
more bid.
looks really heavy to the downside, right?
That's what I'm saying. Heavy to the downside and more selling than buying in the volume.
Yeah.
So negative 60% on the, negative 60 to positive 60. So that's pretty good for saying let's go that direction.
Yeah. That's cool.
Let me get a screenshot of that actually.
So we did hit the 50 MA on the daily, which was 322.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so you know how it reacts to the 50. Like on all time frames, the NASDAQ and ES loves the 50. So let's see if we get a bounce here.
Loves the 50.
I hope we don't bounce, but we may. Oh, you know what? We just hit the first target was 310.25. Yeah. Oh, 310.25 to the T. That is that was what am I looking at? Oh, this candle here. The big sell-off candle, the 1,000 pointer, its low was 310.25. We just cleared that, so we're snagging all the liquidity just underneath that, right?
That's awesome.
The
Spy's
1,070
working on getting to S6 right now.
Yeah,
So,
come on. I'm still holding.
I mean, you have it. So here's the thing for me now, Lauren, for you. We are
Okay.
in a movement that seems to be directional right now.
Yes.
So in order to change directions, I would expect some kind of significant volume notification in
Yeah, I'm
some
not seeing
way.
it. Are you?
So right now we have not hit the level,
Yeah.
nor have I seen volume.
We just
Right.
cleared 300.
So for me, it's stay pointed in the direction you're pointed in, because
Yeah.
to turn it, it's kind of
Market
think about it
structure.
as like if you're riding a bus, if the bus turns because you can feel the bus turn.
Yes.
It's not complicated. So let
Oh, I
it
love
feel.
that
If you
analogy.
if you feel the jerk, a lot of volume comes in, big shift near the level, the book starts to dance around. Okay, you know what I mean. But until something like that happens, let's just
Yeah.
assume every
Yeah,
time
just
they
keep
raise
holding.
the
Yeah.
price, they're just
Unless I see a
trapping in
market.
longs.
Yeah. Unless I see a big push of volume, like you said, or get like a market structure shift, break a structure or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
I'm just gonna
creepy.
hold.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Something freaky.
Something that weirds you out. I don't like it.
I don't like that it's buying off 300, but whatever. I'm holding. I mean, market structure is finally bearish on the daily, bearish intraday, obviously. The only problem is, like you said, the ATR is kind of blown out.
Check out my my short on MSTR so far, still holding.
Yeah. Oh, look at that entry.
Pull back to S4
Amazing.
and got hung up right at S4.
Yeah. That's pretty
this
much, if
thing
you
get-
didn't catch the first like 5 seconds of the market, your entry was like one of the best entries you could get.
I've been doing a lot better I've been needing to do so because I've been missing the opening one hit. So it's been stinky because it's been forcing me to be a lot more patient on my pullback. Like I have to wait for that pullback, let it consolidate for a couple of minutes, and then hit it.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's what
this
I
has
did.
been one of our Padawans where we were talking about the book and have I ever used this indicator? And I was like, no, I really
Yeah, I've never
haven't. But
seen
look
that.
right now. As we're selling, watch, we're going to have a lot green, like I want 3 squares green and 3 squares red. And this right now is over 3 squares red, right? So with 3 squares green. So that fairly insinuates that this thing is
Oh,
distributing,
that's an interesting way to use it. I like that.
right? Because the volume
So
is to
you,
the sell side. So we're
yeah.
selling more than we're
Oh,
buying, but we have more bid on the book
I understand
than
what I'm
ask
seeing
on the
now.
book.
Basically, you would want the volume to match the book, but it's not.
Right, it's counterintuitive, right?
Yeah.
Because you want it to look like a yin yang, right? If these were the same, like if it was green green green,
That would be
right,
bullish.
into a green green green, then that's actually creates almost like a balance
Right.
because your volume is going to be the buy side, but your book is actually going to be heavy. So because that's the counterintuitive part is someone would assume because there's more bids available on the book that the book would be buying or it would be bullish, but that's not true. As we understand the book, having more bid makes it heavy. Right? So by having more buying available on the book, this must mean there are larger orders in this direction of the book, not this direction of the book. So basically if you were kind of wondering bearish or bullish, there's your indicator right there. So, and right now what I'm experimenting with is what that distance is. That works really nice. Right now I'm kind of really enjoying 7%. So basically from the bid and the ask, I'm going up the book 7% of the total price of the ticker and looking at the book. So far, so good. I might adjust that a little bit here and there and try and dial in, but that'd be kind of sweet. So now look at the volume.
Yeah.
See what happened? The volume just went to buy side. So now we're buying, which I'm not very happy about, for the record. But the book is still very bearish, right? It's still a heavy book. So although this is buying, this isn't necessarily a buy, right? It's just buying. But the book right now doesn't, to me, if, as this reads, it would insinuate that the book is lean to the top side significantly. So whatever buying is coming in here is likely disingenuous. It's like a squeeze. But who knows? I mean, the ES and NQ are picking up some buys here. So, but again, not like crazy volume.
Hey, Robin, I was about to take that exact same entry there, but I didn't, and I got in a little lower. But you got filled, so great job.
Where did you get in?
I got in at 36425. There's a new fair value gap there that appeared. I saw the reaction there that you got in on. I was just gonna get in right there, but I wanted to wait for the market open, and then it just moved too quick.
Yeah.
Great job.
Thanks.
That's behavioral slippage on my part because I was gonna get in right then, right when you did, because it couldn't get back into that gap, but it already reacted to it before, and we were under S4, right? So it already accepted value under S4. So man, I have Romo looking at your chart.
Anything
I'd look at the 3 minute and 1 minute, and that one it was a little bit more
I can
clear.
go for my second trade on linear. Waiting for a second. I think it's gonna pull through.
I can't really hear you, Rebecca. Is it? Oh, maybe you're not talking to us.
Hello.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what it was.
If this indicate this is going to make things a lot easier to read on the book, I think, for everybody. If this indicator starts to work the way I think it's going to work. Because so look again. So notice again, the whole time our bid stayed heavier. Right. So when we bought, it's not like our. So if you're going to see a. So I think, Lauren, if we're using this properly, we might be able to spot book flips with it. So basically, like a
yeah.
book flip would be where this would go from 3 green dots to 3 red dots. Like
Right.
you would see it as you go up. There'd be a big volume spike, and then as there was a big volume spike, you'd literally see this book start to tear the other direction into here, and then in theory, the volume would shift to the other side. So like right now, it looks like we're clearly distributing. Right, like we're very heavy on the bid and very heavy on the sell. So that gives distributionary feels all day. So if we were going to buy and start buying, we would want that to literally invert. We would want the book to become the volume would become 3 green, and we want the book to be 3 red. We'd want it to look like that. Whee! Down to S6. Let's see if it finds a buyer here.
I don't think I've ever noticed that book indicator thing on Bookmap before.
I've never used it. But one of our, I'm just blanked on who asked me about it this morning. Sorry, was asking me about it this morning, and Muhammad maybe or some, I forget. And it was I was like honestly I haven't put any thought into it. You know what I mean? And I was like, let's look at it. You know what I mean? So I just popped it open, started looking at it, and I was like, actually, that's pretty cool. But I guess I'll have to have Nathan. I guess Nathan was talking about it in his bookmap session recently. So he's too cool for school today. So
What's that? Sorry.
Oh, there he is.
No, I've been
so,
having.
hey,
I've
check
been
this
having-
out, bud. So we were talking a lot about this. Oh yeah, here we go. Come on. Look at that. We're moving. Why don't I have my 15-minute chart?
Well, the accumulation distribution phases are something I'm trying to focus more on
So
watching. and
this is what we were talking about, buddy. Check this out. Using this indicator here, the book and volume indicator. So what I did is I went up to the order book and balance setting and I switched it to price percentage from best bid and ask, and I went for 7%. Because we
Okay.
kind of went through and looked, and most tickers' ATR is like 5 to 7% of their price.
Okay,
So I
because
went
I
ahead and
usually
went.
put that. Yeah, I usually put that in as either $1 or the ATR, and sometimes it can be.
Yeah. So
it could be
I'm
really
just going to run with 7% for now, but I'm going to goof with it and see how that dials in. So basically, now with looking at 7%, so when I'm looking at the book now, the book is 3/4
Yeah.
full of bid, right? Which means this book is heavy,
Mhm.
right? Very heavy book. So bearish book. So you can use this right now based on that. And if it's in the middle, then it's a balanced book. If it's weighted one way or the other, it's bearish or bullish, but it's the opposite of what you think. If it's 3
Right.
green, that means it's bearish because there's
Yeah.
more bid. If there's 3 red, then it's bullish because that means there's more sellers.
Yes.
Now the volume the sessional volume I didn't adjust because you can't in my version. But what you can see here is the volume is weighted significantly to the sell side. So what
Well,
we're
I
basically
think
looking for is a yin yang.
I
You want a
believe that
yin-yang.
right there, that the volume detector is just what you have in the screen. It's showing you the
Cool.
volume that
That works great for
the
me.
side of that to what you have just on the screen. That's how I understand that one.
Yeah, that's perfect. I love that idea. Right? But what you're basically looking for is anytime you want to go down, you're looking for a yin yang that has basically 3 squares to 3 squares. That's the ideal environment for distribution in my mind. And then
Okay.
if you're looking to buy, it would be the exact inverse of that.
Mm-hmm.
You would
That
want the
makes
yin
sense.
yang
I
to
like
look
that.
like this. You'd want 3 squares sell to the top side. Like right now, even though there's buying coming in, right? There's no orders to the top side. Right? So this order book, if whatever buying here is relief buying, it's not, or at least it would normally not act as a bounce point here, right? Because we don't have the volume for it.
Yeah.
Or the order structure for it.
That
So right now our order book continues to be bearish, right? Because we're 3 blocks green. And now we should be able to potentially even see a book flip if that occurs. Right, because you should actually see the imbalance of the book shift. This red should push to the middle to create balance, and then it should push all the way to here, showing you that we are now in a bullish book. Oh man, we're getting close, people.
Yeah, no, I like that. I've been playing with that a lot too, but I never thought of the percentages. That's nice.
But
I
yeah,
believe just
using the percentage that will allow us to.
and I think you can, yeah, you can set that for each individual stock too if you want a different percentage
Look,
for
here we go,
for
man.
one
We're
over the
getting
other.
there.
Yeah, I'm sorry last week was busy for me. I was just kind of in and out of the chat room.
That's awesome. I'm
Enjoying
excited,
the
man.
holiday.
I'm excited that you're getting so much opportunity in there, man.
I saw Nathan's webinars last night. That was very good. Thank you, Nathan. On BBD.
Yeah.
Oh, you did a webinar?
Yeah. I get 2 weeks off now, which is nice. But yeah, and then next week I'll start doing some more. And I was wanting to start getting into the distribution and accumulation because you can see it so much better on Bookmap because you can see that if we buy or sell, what kind of movement was within that kind of frame or those trades. And it's just sometimes so much easier to sell or see, if you're like right here, when we get big red bubbles, we go down. We get some green bubbles, we really don't go anywhere. So
Right.
Yeah,
we're
absorption.
obviously in our distribution. Yeah, did y'all have a good Christmas? I don't think I've actually talked to anybody.
Dude,
Yeah,
I had a
excellent.
great Christmas. I gotta go to my sesh here in a second, but I mean, I got like one of the coolest Christmas presents I think a kid could ever give their.
What was it?
I got a sword.
Oh, I saw your wife post that.
Yeah, I got a badass sword. Oh, look at
She
the
said you had
freaking
like a
volume.
plastic one too.
Yeah, he got like a matching plastic one. He's so
Nice.
excited about.
Oh, that's awesome.
Look at the bounce here, right off of S6. Dang, that sucks.
Yeah, now it looks like it might want to start to accumulate some. Yeah, I had a good Christmas too. Christy got me some really nice presents, so pretty stoked. And I got some new tools from her parents, so
Order book balance is still weighted to the downside, but look at the equation of volume now. See how so we could tell that we started buying there for a bit, but our order book is still bearish.
Still bearish.
Bears.
The bears.
Still bearish. Still
he may have been like 320, which sounds crazy, but
How tall was he though? Like I
I
think
think he was only like 6'2". You gotta
that's what I'm
quote me
saying.
on
Like
that. I really
320,
think he was
6'2",
only
man.
6'2".
These guys are like
Not.
360, 6'6".
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Elodie Nada was 6'6",
They can run
200
the
pounds.
40 and 50 and dunk.
Yeah. Vince
You know?
Wilfork was 6'3", 375.
It's like
Oh,
they
he's
they played college basketball and college football, you
I
know,
had
and they
a-
weigh 350 pounds, and you're like, do you have a size 18 shoe? You know, like,
I
oh
had
my god.
a buddy that played in the NFL. He was an offensive guard for the Packers, and he flat out said he's like Vince Wilfork was like he was by far the best player I ever faced. He's like he was huge, strong, and impossible to move. Like he
Yeah, I
would just
gotta.
take up 2 blocks, put 2 hands on one on each person. He'd push them both back. He's, good lord.
I'm gonna dip
And Will's
y'all. I'll talk to y'all in a bit.
6'6",
Thank you, Thor.
Boing.
Yeah, I got a few teammates. I got a few teammates from college that play currently. Both of them are defensive tackles. One's for the Broncos, and one plays
Oh,
for
who is it?
John Franklin Myers.
Who was it?
John Franklin Myers. He's number
Okay.
96.
I'll have to
I
look
wanna
for him,
say.
but the Broncos are
Yeah,
throwing a big turd now at the end of the season. But
yeah, I
they
know.
did.
He did fairly well in the last game. I think he may have got a sack.
Their
They
defense,
played
man. Yeah, their defense is
Cincinnati, I think, is who they played.
their
In the
defense
last
is
game.
solid, but they pooped themselves going against the Chargers and thinking they would switch their game to Thursday night so they had more preparation for Cincinnati, and then they lose the Cincinnati game.
Yeah,
Well,
and I can't tell you how, but he's probably he's 6'5" to 290.
that's good size. He's quick, man. He's got a lot of movement, I bet.
He's probably gained some pounds now. He was 290 in college. He may be pushing 300 because they play him
Well,
on the interior as
the
well as the
Broncos
outside.
like their defensive tackles to be a little smaller and more athletic because they use some different schemes and stuff. Try to get their linebackers and edge rushers free.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's just kind of a thing the Broncos like. They like their defensive tackles. But Michigan, man, Michigan's got 2 defensive tackles that might go in the first round this year. And Mason Graham, you want to see a freak athlete?
Yeah,
Go
I've
watch
seen
some
him.
highlights of Mason Graham, man. He's like a deep freezer that'll punch you in the face. He's like down there running around, like push like 1 or 2 linemen, just push them right back in the quarterback, break free, and then like chase them down. I'm like, yeah, he's a monster.
I think I actually saw him in one of their last games.
Yeah, if the Broncos pick up either one of those 2 defensive tackles for Michigan, I'd be stoked.
Yeah, they're turning it around. They're doing good. My other buddy plays for the Vikings. He played last night, I guess. That was last night.
Oh, good. He's going to the playoffs, so nice.
Yeah, he's 99 for the Vikings.
That's a great
Artillery.
defensive tackle number.
Yeah, 99 is a classic number.
Sometimes it throws me off in college when you see like a defensive tackle have like the number 0 or like a single digit number. I'm like, it just makes it look like the biggest jersey I've ever seen. Okay. Yeah, the screen went out on my laptop, and now I've only got 2 screens I can use. So I'm all out of sorts. I've got a new one ordered, but it should get here today. Lauren, we've been getting snow the last couple days.
Ooh, nice. Jealous.
Yesterday and today, it was really windy yesterday, really windy today.
Have you gone skiing yet this season?
Oh yeah, Yeah, I've been
Oh
quite
yeah,
a few
right.
Yeah, I haven't been over to Winter Park. I've just been here on the mountain we have here. It's been good. When they have night skiing, and they had it the first time this last Friday, and it was snowing during night skiing, so it's like a mini midnight or mini night skiing powder day.
All right, so I hear the music. Yep. Well, everybody out there in YouTube land, thanks for joining us this morning. We did get some good trades in, and yeah, markets are easy today. So
Yeah,
good
with you, Brian.
Hey, Nathan, I just want to let you know your mic's on.
Oh, sorry.
Good you guys.
No problem. I just want to let you know.
Yeah, did it just come on?
Yeah, just now.
Okay, yeah, I hit some on my phone. I guess.